Hello everyone and welcome back to Kobean history. Today we are going to talk about... this is going to be a controversial topic. Why am I even making this video? I can't really be bothered animating this, so that is why you're seeing my face. At least I got you clicking on that thumbnail. I got the clickbait sorted out. I'm sorry, I'm just in a bad mood. I got up on the wrong side of the bed. But which side of the bed is the wrong side? It's the left side, of course. Also, this video is non-political. Well, that's enough of that. If you made it through that bit, thanks for sticking by. It's not something I usually do. Let me know what you thought in the comments. But from here on out is just a regular video like usual. The saying, get up on the wrong side of the bed, means to be in a bad mood throughout the day. Left has been considered unfortunate, bad, or even evil throughout history, and it pops up in this sense in many proverbs and superstitions. But why? Traditionally, we have associated the left side of things with negatives. Think the devil on your shoulder sitting on your left shoulder, while the angel sits on the right. Throwing salt over your specifically left shoulder is a way to prevent evil spirits from following you. If your left ear burns, someone is talking ill about you, whereas if your right ear burns, people are saying good things about you. It had much wider effects than just being present in sayings. Throughout history, left-handed people were seen as abnormal and untrustworthy. They were often accused of witchcraft, and until relatively recently, left-handed children in schools were forced to write using their right hands. This made left-handedness a trait many were embarrassed and ashamed about, and left-handed people would be better off trying to hide it. But where did this stigma come from? The origin of the phrase "get up on the wrong side of the bed" is commonly accepted to have come from ancient Rome. Back then, this expression was observed more literally than metaphorically. To the Romans, the wrong side inherently meant left. So Romans tended to be particularly careful to get up on the correct side of the bed, meaning the right side, which would ensure that good luck would follow them throughout the day. Whereas if you accidentally got up on the left side, it was a bad omen for the day to come. This may seem a bit unpractical, especially if there is more than one person in the same bed as you. You wouldn't want to climb over them, so this might not necessarily have referred to the specific side of the bed you had to get out of, but more in regards to which foot you left the bed with first. This is because Romans had more superstitions surrounding the left side of things being unlucky, and quite a few of them are related to feet. Emperor Augustus is said to have always put his right sandal on before his left. And in the Satyricon, a work by Petronius, there is a scene where during a dinner party, a servant was tasked with being a footman, standing at the entrance of the house to make sure the guests entered with their right foot first. Such a position might not have actually existed, but it does imply that entering a home with the left foot first was seen as a bad practice. Vitruvius, in his famous work on architecture, recommends that builders of a temple should put in an odd number of steps leading up to the entrance of the temple. This way, the right foot, which people should start their ascent with, will also be the first to be placed on the landing at the top of the stairs, thus assisting the people to make sure that they didn't enter such a holy place with the wrong foot first. So why did the Romans view the left as being so unlucky? They are thought to have adopted this from the ancient Greek practice that things having to do with the left resulted in unfavorable omens, such as a bird escaping through a left window being considered much worse than if it had gone out through the right window. These superstitions may originate back even further to the primordial Indo-Europeans, the group of humans from which the cultures stretching from Ireland to the Indian subcontinent are descended from. It has been suggested that these peoples might have prayed towards the rising sun. When doing this, the left side of their bodies would face the north, which in many ancient cultures was seen as a direction linked with bad connotations, possibly because the sun never shines from the north. Since your left side would face that way during a religious ritual, the evil superstitions the people had associated with the northern direction may have attached itself to the left side of things in general. The reason as to why it is thought it dates back this far is because we see the correlation of left being bad in most Indo-European cultures. For example, in most of these countries, it is seen as rude to eat, pick up, or hand over things with your left hand. In Judaism, there is the practice of right precedence, which dictates that when performing applicable actions like washing your hands or feet, you must perform the action on the right side first and then the left. In most Indo-European languages, you can find etymological links as well. The origin of the word left comes from the Anglo-Saxon term lift, which also means to be weak. The French word for left, gauche, can also be used to call someone clumsy. Now, these additional meanings you could also explain by way of most people are right-handed, so if you were to perform an action with your left hand instead of your right, your ability to perform that action would be weaker as well as being more clumsy. But the next term can't be explained with that reasoning. When you call something sinister, it means it has an evil feel to it. The term sinister is actually a Latin term, which if you literally translate it, means the left side of something. Meanwhile, the right has much nicer associations. Sinister's opposing term, dexter, meaning the right side of something, is where we get the words dexterous and dexterity from. The word right comes from the Latin rectus. In addition to also meaning right, it could also be used in the context of leading or ruling, like the ecclesiastical and academic positions of rectors, being senior officials. The Latin term could also be used to refer to something being straight, and to straighten something would be to correct. To be correct is also to be right. And if you have certain rights, you have permission to do certain things. I will give you the right to like, comment and subscribe to my channel, and watch some more videos as well. You can see some on the screen right now. If you want to support me, you can leave a super thanks on this video or support me on my Patreon page. I'd like to thank my patrons for their support, especially my $25 patron G. David.